Hi guys, welcome to week 5 of Wayne Says. By now you should know what this introduction and this segment's all about. If you haven't, go watch my previous videos and what you do in your life if you haven't watched it. Today's manga series is a lengthy title at that, and it's called ARIFURETA SHOKUGYou de Sekai SAIKYOU, and it was created in 2016, and it's like a magic transported to another world kind of genre. This story starts off with this main character called Hajime, and he's one of those main characters where he doesn't really have a goal in this world. He's just living day as they come. And he meets his classmates, and as they go to class, randomly they are summoned to this other world, and they're told by this old geezer that they must become heroes to prevent this world from destruction. To do this, the guy gives them specific class and job titles, such as healer, heroes, synergist, and all these other different things. And they have stats that in this world, the stats mean everything. So the weaker stats you have, the more chance you have of getting killed in this world, essentially. And the main character is given the stat or job title of synergist, which is kind of the lowest of stats, and hero being the top stat. Okay. To get out of this world, they must essentially defeat many of the labyrinths. And upon entering their first labyrinth, they run into a kind of demonic beast of sorts. Like beforehand, they were taking out these creatures one by one easily, until they run into this one, which is probably the powerfulest of creatures, they say. And fighting him, the main character comes up with a plan to make it a one-on-one fight, and he tries to transmute him into something, and it doesn't happen. And somehow he gets betrayed by someone, we don't really know who it is, and he ends up getting stuck by himself. So he's like, everyone else is separated from him now, and he's in this cave all by himself, and he runs into this demonic looking rabbit creature. He ends up trying to fight this rabbit creature somehow with his powers, but his arm ends up getting sliced off, and now he's crawling through death like he's about to die, and his brain process is like, I want to die, then he's thinking, I don't want to die, and this changes back and forth over and over until suddenly he just decides, I don't want to die, screw this. And up till now, he's been that casual main character with no goal in life. But from this point on, his personality did a 180. Essentially, he turns to like a crazy killer guy. He's like, I'm gonna destroy this thing now. And now he goes up to this rabbit, just kills it somehow, and starts eating it for some reason. And now, because of his synergist job title, it allows him to gain powers of whatever he eats of sorts. So now he's gained the power of whatever that rabbit had before, and which is some lightning power now. And then he has to go through all these dungeons to gain more abilities and skills, and eventually the long-term goal is for him to escape the dungeon and get revenge for basically whoever shot him in the back and put him in this place in the first place. This series is really cool as he goes through more dungeons, he starts to learn more abilities, and his personality becomes more and more twisted as he goes along. Basically the change in 180 was really well done, because you don't normally see that in shonen series or anything in that sort. I would say the artwork in this series is really good. It goes from like simple drawing style to really crazy dynamic drawing, where he goes into his crazy mode of sorts, and this really helps the series go along. As you get into the action scenes, they're really well done, and the different kind of creatures, they all look demonic, like lots of black ink you can see is used on the drawing, which really helps the series, I guess. I'd say it's still early days, as it's only on like chapter 12 as of now, so getting an anime, probably have to wait probably a few 50, 60 chapters for that to happen, as the story hasn't really progressed all that much. Like what I've summarized so far has probably been like the first 5 chapters, and since then he's just been going through different dungeons and unlocking stuff and other things you should read about yourself. I don't want to spoil too much for you. If I was to compare it to other anime series or manga titles, I would say it's like Sword Art Online. Sorry, that was a joke. Like, probably not a funny one though. No, it's nothing like Sword Art Online. It's actually a lot better, of course. And yeah, if you read it for yourselves, you would find that out. As for potential for future goodness, I see this getting really, really good in the future, as most people tend to like changing characters, like when they go from being a wimp to being a badass. I'm sure most people like that, and that's like a trend in Japan nowadays. Like, yeah, that's the main thing. Well, that's this week of Wayne Says done for today. If you decide to read this series, let me know in the comments below. If you're not going to read the series, why not? You should tell me why. And if my opinions of this series made you want to read it, then yeah, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe or whatnot. And yeah, that's Wayne signing out. See you later, people.